So I'm here doing a review. I just got my glove today. It is the Nokona WB1275H. It is an all-new model done in their proprietary HHH walnut crunch leather. This is a newer edition based on a classic design that they haven't used in some time, and it's supposed to be thicker and a little bit more durable than their classic walnut. And as you can see here, it is a very stiff glove. I got big hands, I'm a strong guy, big guy, and that's as much as I can close it right now. And I've already done some work to this. I've crushed it up a bit, I've worked it in. It was a lot stiffer than this when I got it. I mean, I couldn't even do this. And this is as much as I can close this right now. So this is definitely a stiff glove. The leather is top notch. I mean, it's very good quality. I'm loving it. It feels good, but it's still stiff and rigid. You can definitely tell it's a lot thicker than most other gloves out there. And while it is still an oil leather, it doesn't have that oil leather feel. It does to an extent. I mean, it's definitely a softer leather as far as how it feels. It's not like a really dry leather, but it's not, that real sloppy, gushy, oily feel. It's just, I mean, it's like whatever they do it right. That's the bottom line. As you see, I mean, I still have my tag hanging from it here. I'm just too lazy to take it off right now. Plus, it looks wonderful. Look at that. It's beautiful. Lovely. Okay, so enough about that. So the leather is awesome. I mean, it looks great. It's got some nice marbling to it, but it's very, very minor marbling. I guess bad word. I don't know. Just it's very modest. It looks good. It gives a little bit of character, but it's not overwhelming. So I like that. Now the lacing. The lacing is wonderful. I mean, I've been looking for a glove with this type of lace for a long time. Most of Rawlings laces, they feel thick, they feel good quality, but they don't feel like they're made out of the same leather that the company would cut another glove out of. Now this stuff actually feels like the same kind of leather that maybe they'd cut another type of glove shell out of. It just feels really good. Real quality, very thick. It's got a nice, multi-layered effect from the tanning and dyeing process, and it looks good, feels good. You can tell this is going to last forever. I mean, I can't see myself needing laces anytime soon. I don't care what I do with this glove. They laced it up wonderfully. I mean, one of the things that I don't like about Rawlings gloves is that Rawlings tends to lace their gloves up very loose. I just did my son's glove the other night. I tightened everything up, and I must have pulled over a foot of lacing out, out of between the web and the fingers up here. I tightened those up, and well over a foot of lacing. I mean, it was ridiculous. They just laced that thing up so loose, and this, it's done tight, and it's done tight for a reason. It makes the glove more stiff, number one. But to me, that's a good thing. Some people like them a little looser when they come out of the shelf, but I like it stiff like this. Now, one of the good things about this is, lacing is going to stretch. When you start using it, it's going to stretch out. The last thing you really want to be doing the first couple of months is going back and tightening all your laces up again, because the factory left it so loose that pretty much needed tightening right off the shelf. You just didn't get around to it. You didn't notice it. And like a couple months later, everything starts getting all floppy and loose, and you're like, oh well, let me tighten the laces now. Now you got feet of laces coming out. It's ridiculous. I don't like how they do their laces. And then these guys, Nokona, they did an excellent job. You can tell it's done by hand. It was done with care. They definitely put everything together very well. Excellent job on their lacing. Everything is done, very tight, wound very nicely. The only thing I don't know is like here, you can see it's got a termination right here on this side, but I don't know how they did it up here. There's no terminator on either side. I'm going to have to actually call them and figure that one out so I can tighten it up when it comes time, but they did an outstanding job in how tightly they got everything wound up in here. I mean, there's really not that many loose ends in there, so fingers are all done nice. Just overall a very well crafted piece of equipment here. I just can't really speak enough on the quality of everything. I've tried a lot of gloves between Heart of the Hides and
Pro Preferreds and tried some Wilsons out and everything, and it didn't work for me. You know, I didn't like them. They were good gloves, nothing wrong with them, but this just, I don't know, something about it. You know, like I said, stiffest glove I've ever felt, and I felt a lot. I haven't tried the Don Mortons, you know, their exclusive Heart of the Hides, but you know, it's really supposed to be really stiff, but it's also very dry. This stuff feels really good, and it's also stiff, which is, you know, a double plus in my books. Now, the only thing I didn't like is if you can look in here, you can see it's got, you know, rawhide inside for the lining. That's just a personal preference. I kind of like the deer tan cowhide that Rawlings uses. Nokona does have an option for that. If you want to go with the bloodline, you can get, you know, sheepskin. It's not deer tan cowhide, but a sheepskin. I don't know how long that's going to last. I mean, that's, you know, sheepskin's very soft stuff. But this stuff is their proprietary, you know, method. They've used it for decades. It's pretty much how they've always used their gloves, and all of their gloves, with the exception of the bloodline, come with this. And, you know, for me, it's like I said, it's just preference. I mean, this stuff may grow on me. I may learn to love it. I generally play with a batting glove under my mitt anyway, so I'll probably never feel it. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those useless, you know, desires that people have. That's mine. You know, I would have liked to have had, you know, something else in there, but that's really nothing. That's just the way Nokonas do their gloves, and I'm happy with it. I don't care. It's, you know, feels good in there. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, other than that, you know, it's excellent. It's a beautiful glove. Looks great. It feels great. It's stiff, rigid. It's everything it should be, and you know what? That matters the most. You know. Handcrafted in the USA. Bottom of the line. I mean, no other glove company does that anymore, as far as I know. You know, Rawlings does have the St. Louis custom shop, and I think there's Glovesmith or something else out there that does some custom stuff. But as far as production methods and, you know, mass-produced gloves that are done with this type of quality, it really just doesn't exist. And even the Rawlings St. Louis custom shop, I've heard, doesn't really cut it for a lot of people. Some of them like it, some don't. Same with Nokona. But you know, it's still, it is what it is. I mean, this is an awesome glove. I mean, I can't really speak, you know, any more about that. It fits me well too. Like I said, I've got big hands. Okay, very large hands, and it fits perfectly. I did do some measurement. A lot of people said that these things run kind of small for their size, but I did the measurement myself. I measured from here on the palm down through here, holding it tight, coming up the index finger, and it measured at roughly 12 3/4. As a matter of fact, it was a little bit over that. So, you know, I don't know, maybe it's just this glove, but for me it seemed to conform to what it was supposed to. You know, it definitely didn't run small for me. I mean, the hand size inside fits perfectly. I mean, I had a TB24B that I actually sent back to get this, and that one fit fine too, but it was a little loose even. You know, and like I say, I have big hands. So, this one fits perfect though. Definitely going to take some work before I can jam my hand in there with a batting glove on it, but you know, once I get to that point, it'll just be that much better. But you know, the only other thing that I thought was kind of strange, I mean, I talked with a lady named Melissa over there at Nokona, and I brought this to her attention. They actually did not switch the tags up yet, and this kind of threw me for a loop. I had to make sure I got the right one. This says it's classic walnut with a middle of the road break-in level. This is not middle of the road, okay? Okay, that is not where it should be breaking in. That should be more along that little line right there, okay? I heard it's not as stiff as the bloodlines, but it's not by much. This is a very stiff glove. I mean, I cannot, you know, stress that enough. It's ridiculous. But yeah, she said that they have not updated the tags, and she said they didn't even know that the tags that were going on it were, you know, inaccurate. So she said she's going to fix that. So I actually got a little hand in updating, you know, the future stock, which is kind of cool, you know. So you could thank me for that one. All right. But yeah, it's an awesome glove, handcrafted, great leather, stiff, durable, lacing is excellent,
stitching, welting, everything is fabulous. She did say the welting is synthetic, but she said it's also the way they've been doing it for decades. She said it's nothing new, same way they've always done it, so it's not real leather welting. But she said that, like I said, that's just the way Nokona's always done their gloves. So nothing new there. Cowhide on the inside. Feels good, looks good. Just not my style, but I mean, I love the glove, and I'm not going to get rid of it over something like that. And like I said, I actually kind of like it. It's different. That's all it is. It's different for me. It's got the synthetic wool up under here. Got the walnut underneath. Feels good on your hands, just the way it does on the outside. It's a nice, soft, supple leather, but it's, like I said, it's rock hard. It's a stiff glove. Anyone looking for a good, durable, high-quality mitt, it's going to last a long time. It's going to give them quite a bit of fun in breaking it in. This is pretty much what you're looking at. I mean, it doesn't get very much better than this, in my opinion. I mean, some people out there are a little bit more finicky. They're looking for something, oh so petite, a little bit better. I wouldn't even say better, just different. Maybe they could find something out there that suits their interests more, but on the whole, I don't think you could really find very much better, especially for the money. If you look here, let's see, okay, $209.99. That's from justballgloves.com. So, it's definitely not the cheapest thing in the world, but you pay for quality. I mean, people are spending $300–400 on gloves. 400 is more on the Primo line, but 300 isn't unheard of. I mean, even from Nokona, you got the Bloodline. But Melissa even recommended this over the Bloodline to me. She said this is a much better glove in her opinion. And while I haven't seen the Bloodline, I have to agree that for the money, I really can't ask for much better than this. I mean, even 300. What am I going to pay the extra money for the sheepskin lining in here? No, I'm not paying $100 for that. And I can't see a glove being very much stiffer than this. And as far as lasting long, looking good, and just being a good glove, I don't know. I mean, this is classic. This has worked for them for decades, and it's going to work for me. I'm definitely keeping it. This is my new glove. So I definitely suggest that if you're looking in the market and you want to get something that's that's going to look good, last you a long time, definitely made well, it's not going to fall apart on you, handcrafted in the U.S., this is your bet. At least give it a shot. I suppose their styling and everything is a little different, and if having a big name brand that's posted everywhere on the MLB games, then if that's more important to you, then yeah, there are other options out there for you. But I highly suggest at least giving it a shot. Because if you're mostly concerned with quality and having an excellent piece of equipment, you're probably going to surprise yourself with this. And I know I did. I mean, I had some high expectations going into it because I heard a lot of good reviews. And, the glove met and exceeded my expectations. A lot better than I even thought it would be. So, like I said, I mean, for me, the quality of the product is what's most important. I'm not concerned with name brands and all that stuff. And Nokona is kind of a name brand. Not everyone's heard of them. It's not as much as Rawlings, but they're definitely up there. So, like I said, I would definitely give it a shot because, I mean, everything so far has been outstanding. I can't speak enough as to the quality of how this is made and the type of leather they use. And like I said, the HHH proprietary leather, it's a new addition to their lineup. They decided to make it a little thicker than their classic walnut. So, I'm definitely looking forward to breaking this thing in the rest of the way and getting some balls in it. So that pretty much wraps up the review. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a message. Talk to you later.